Ha! Hack. Yeah, I uploaded that long 40-minute video and I was like, I probably could have said things a little bit more concisely, clearly explained. Anyways, so after I shot that video, I ended up taking a bunch more long trades just because those were setups and they weren't necessarily like the absolute best setups in terms of just kind of like what I would like to see. I'd like to catch it down here instead of catching it right here, and then it's obviously like broken down and all this. So, anyways, we're just going to take a look at some of these trades, and let's take a look at what's happening here. So this is algo, and you can see something worth noting is this is the parabolic SAR, and it's like a trailing stop. And so the fact that it has punctured right there means this trend is now, the SAR actually stands for stop and reverse. And so here's your, parabolic move, and then here's the stop and reverse. And so, even though it has come down to, these clouds, I think of them in two ways. I think of the blue cloud is like your retailers, and then here is all of your whales, the market makers, all of that stuff. And then below here is like, like the for real institutional, no joke kind of situation. But right now, obviously, this is just paper trading, but this is not looking all that good. And I want to tie this into QFL because this is really what's going on the surface. Like when you're trading QFL, you don't want to be one of these traders. What you want to be is you want to be that tow truck company. You want to be that market maker that helps these people get out of these positions. So here's this trade, right? And they all seem to be doing the same thing. Now this is coming down to, so this was kind of like just prematurely done, and you can see here's our parabolic SAR. So this actually is looking, Adam is looking good, meaning, it has come back up, and this would just be losing. I forget if it's 1% or 2% that I've risked, but yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Either I get 2% of my portfolio back if it wins, if it comes up to here, or if it comes down to here, then I lose 1% of my portfolio. And it might be I get 1% and then I might lose 0.5%, or maybe actually I might even be risking 2% to get 4%. But this one closed, believe it or not. Man, it just looked good. I saw the opportunity come. It had come down to this cloud and bounced. Right, I'm playing more of a bounce, so it's kind of like it comes down, and then as it starts coming back up, then that's when I'm going to start buying it. And yeah, this ended up working out. Let's actually look and see what happened. So let me put this on okay, there we go. And I like this chart because this one's kind of like this is more of like a hybrid QFL style, and the reason I like it is because it's showing you what the different perspective is. So for me, let's see, where did I buy? I bought right there. Okay, so I bought right here, and that's about like around in this area, and that's right here on this fifth line down. So that's like 20% down, and then we go back up to retest the new high. That's 36%. And if you would have been buying like this, doing martingale, where you double up in size, 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, however your money is positioned, from that lowest layer to right there, that's only 11%. So it's like, wow, that's really going for a lot. And then there, it did it. Now, I had no idea that was going to do that. I set it up because that was the setup. And I put it at the bottom of the cloud. So I was going to buy right here. Everything looked good. This was like a pullback. It was blue, meaning bullish. It came down. It started coming back up. I'm like, that looks good enough for me. All right, I'm going to put my stop loss right there. So that's 18. So if it's a 2-to-1 trade, then that means I'm going to, risk 1% of my portfolio. If it comes down minus 18, then my portfolio will shrink 1%. And then if it goes up twice as much, which is 36%, then I'm going to get 2% of my portfolio increased. Pretty simple. And the math on this I know I've broken this down in a prior video, but I just think it helps to like hear this stuff kind of like fleshed out. Um, if you've ever, heard the analogy of fishing, you may lose 6 worms, right? Let's say you have 10 worms, you go fishing and you lose 6 worms, but you still catch 4 fish. And then you sell those fish, and then that gets you, 20 worms. And then you go out and you lose, another 6 worms and you catch 4 fish. And then you lose another 6 or 7 worms and you catch 3 fish, right? So that's kind of the idea here is even though you're only getting 3 to 4 of these 10 trades right. So out of this, right, if I've got 5, well, then I need to get like 1.5 right. So all I need is one of these. I think the math on that is right. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Like all I need is just, so I've already gotten 1 of these right, that one. And this one is going down. But, I'm not that scared in terms of now the parabolic SAR on this. When this is turning red, like I don't like that. Oops. I don't like that this is turning red. This is the RSI has gone below 50%. And to confirm that, let's just double check and make sure that is true. Yep. So there's 50%. And so now the RSI is now going below 50% right there. So here's our 50%. Yep. So you can see we're below 50% with the RSI. And then that's reflected. A lot of these indicators are, clustered together so that I can just kind of look at the chart really quickly. I've gone into these indicators and made this my own code. I mean, it's this guy's indicator, but then I'll go in and I'll add in, this stuff like this RSI background, so that I can just look at this thing and I can know, look, it's going down. Wow, is it going down even more? Let's take a look at XTZ, Tezos. I really like Tezos, but it really, shocks the chart downward. So how does this relate to QFL? I will need to put these on these charts. Let's get that. Is this on the other one? I think this is on the other one. Nope. Oh, that was earlier. All right, so let's relate this to QFL. Get this on there. So the way that, and you know what, I will say, somebody made a really good point about how, I hope this stays on there. Okay, good. All right, let's save this. Somebody made a good point about this, is that, you really want to play into the emotions of people, which is funny because in all the business stuff that I'm learning right now, I've been studying business a lot. In fact, trading really is like, this is business. I mean, you can play it as like a sport, but essentially, I mean, you can consider business as a sport. But in business, you cater to people's irrational emotions. And so in this case, this is all done with paper trading right now. Like I'm not doing any of this right now with my actual real money. Oh, that's just so sad. That's just so sad. Losing money sucks. Right? Okay. You see that emotion? I mean, I'm joking, but seriously though, there is somebody right now that did take that trade and they're just starting out and they're being a real big crybaby about it. Well, that's really important because that's your customer. And you need, in business, they say, understand your, know your customer. And I was saying in the last video how when you lose one of these trades, like let's say I actually took this trade, well, when I sell at a loss right here, sometimes it'll kick me out with a wick. Bam, like it'll just kick me out. And if you were trading QFL, and let's say with this, like, a lot of people are hearing me say, oh, get 55% below the base. Well, I'm talking about from top to bottom, 55%. Let's take a look. Oops. Okay, I'm talking about this. Way down here. So I'm going to put a little horizontal line Okay, there we go. So we can get out of this chart. Let's go into this chart. So that is going to be about 40% below the base. So this one guy, oh man, what is his name? Drungle, OG Drungle or something like that. He made a QFL indicator, and also, I mean, he's just like a really helpful person. I was talking in the QFL Discord about this, this whole concept of, instead of buying in right here, and then selling at a loss right here, how about I wait until price comes down to here to buy? So imagine just scooting this whole thing down. So basically I would buy where I would have normally lost. And then he was saying, yeah, that's true. But, usually what happens is most people don't sell right here at the stop loss. I'm like, you know what? He is so like, that's so what a customer would do, right? Customer, know your customer. That's why these layers down here, look at this, that somebody is going to wait all the way down here. And then on top of that, it may be somebody else that is saying once it crosses below this line right here, if you can see kind of where price is at, you've got these low areas right here, So it's not that you want to just buy right here where it would sell, although what's been happening a lot lately is exactly that, because we are, in an uptrend for the most part. But I think it's really helpful to note that, I didn't know you could do that. Look, you can scroll with your finger. I'm pushing my trackpad up. Yeah, noob. Okay. But in this case, I've done this trade so many times. Let's take a look at another one. Isn't this just so insightful? Like, so now you can kind of see what I'm getting at when I'm like, you may not call that the base. I mean, look at these moves up. Like the moves up are, as QFL would say, what is the average move up? So like, I love this price range tool. I love it. You need to add it to your favorites. You see this favorites, I think, the icon. Look, it's right there, and it's behind the long position. So normally it's going to be a long position. Like public service announcement, use the price range. You can use the date and price range right here. I used to use that, but I don't care about the date. Okay. Measure these bounces out. What is that? 50%? That's a 50% bounce. And, in other videos I've said, hey, do this on the 4 hour. Like, seriously, please. Like, put this guy down here. Look, like you want to look for the V's or the check marks, okay? And we'll just do this one more time. Look, there's a V, there's a check mark. Really it's more like that. There's a V. You see how I'm kind of like, is that the V? Is that the check mark? Is this whole thing the check mark? You can do it however you want, but really what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get an average. Okay, so you've got 43, 35, 43. Interesting. This one's like 50. You've got 34 and you've got like 24. So like 24 is kind of the, yeah, 24 is like the weakest of them all, right? So we'll just remember 24. So when we come up to this guy right here, well, that's 24. So can this be a base? Like right here, look at how as I went up to the 4 hour, the algorithm put the base right here, and really the base is kind of where that stop loss is. But, for sake of argument, we'll just make that be the base. Which is going to segue into the next thing of what I want to talk about is like where you want to get size with all this stuff. So, under the assumption that we are the tow truck company, and what that means is that emotional trader, our customer, when we're trading with QFL, when they sell at a loss, the stop loss, we want to tow them. And sometimes people wait a long time before, they order a tow truck. And sometimes the tow trucks are all booked up, meaning that, price is way down here. They're like, man, I need to sell real bad. Well, the longer you wait to sell, the more expensive it is, meaning the less money that you're going to be able to get back on your trade. So when we're way down here, then the question is like, where do you jump in? Who do you help? You don't want to get stuck in the mud too, and then be trying to tow somebody else out, and you don't want to have to call a tow truck company, and that can happen sometimes. So what I started doing, I was talking with a person on Telegram, and they were saying how they're not like an expert trader. They're really kind of starting out, is how they see it. But I don't see them that way, but they see themselves that way. So I don't want to say they're an expert trader if they don't see themselves that way. But regardless, they had a really kind of interesting way of seeing things, which is, okay, that's negative 20% below that base. That's where they're going to load up. And the whole idea is like, if it's in a panic dive and, you've got your quote unquote safe circle, obviously you got to watch the QFL videos in order to understand what a safe circle is. So I'm not going to go into, what is a safe circle? Like, it's just going to be saying the same things over and over again. Like watch the Quickfingers Luc's videos. But what I'll do is see how I'm putting horizontal lines at 20% below this base, 20% below this base, and then also 20% below this base right there. So I've got 3 different, and just to have some fun, we'll put a horizontal line underneath, like right here, horizontal line. And then from here, let's say, I got a great idea. Let's go back to this view. So the reason why I like this view is because this one, I've said it in the last video, this view has made me quite a bit of money. And this is the hybrid style trading. Now, notice something really interesting. This one is consistently buying like 3% below this line right here, 5% below the line right here, 8%, 13%, 21, 34, and then 55%. Those are just the settings that I have. And each line doubles in size. So it's martingale. I'm not going to explain what martingale is. Google that. Too many things to explain, right? But look at where these pink lines are. Boom, 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 and boom. So what I've been doing lately, about to drop some knowledge. What I have been doing lately, anticipation, you're just waiting to know what I've been doing lately. Duh, I've been buying right here. Now, has it been working out for me? I've been making a little bit of pocket change. This is what I want you to know. Okay, if I'm starting to buy like in between here and here, is this really where we're supposed to be buying? Let's come back and let's take a look at this, and let's go to the 4-hour. Look at this right back here, because I'm all about history. History, show me the history. Now, this was a very brutal drop for this particular coin, Atom, because there was you could consider this to be the real base, like right here or right here. So let me get this where it shows it correctly. If this algorithm, okay, there we go. Either way, look, 25, 30, 35. Now, if you've been watching my past videos, I love 35% below the major base, right? This is a minor base. Here's a major base right here. And if we measure this one out, that's 68%. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's something important about measuring how big these buyer reactions are so that you understand, where to get size. Because if you would have gotten size, you're like, oh, I want a 4-hour. I mean, it really did catch everybody off guard. I mean, like, wow, that surprise. It is a surprise. Like, is that not surprising? Like, it's surprising for a reason. So I'm just showing you this so you can understand, old trade. So you can understand, that, look, if this is trading with a stop loss. You see this? And look, it came down a little bit. Ooh, scary. And then it came back up, and I made, I risked one, I would have lost 1% of my portfolio. So if I would have had, let's say, $1,000, Yeah. So let's say you had like, yeah, there we go. So if you have a $10,000 portfolio, then on that trade right here, if it would have gone down, poof, $100 gone. If it would have gone up here, you just made $200. Meaning, you know, if you would have lost 100, oh no, you would have lost 100, so your account is down 100. Instead, your account, let's say, assuming that you lost, right, your account was down 100, but then magically it didn't happen like that and it went up 200. So technically that's like $300 worth. So like assume that you've lost the moment that you take a trade. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually $300. So when you initiate this trade, you're like, all right, I'm kissing $100 goodbye, and now I'm just going to assume that my account is $100 less than it was before, and if anything good happens, then I'm going to get $300. See what I'm saying? That the mentality behind that is you're up 300 instead of 200. That's with a stop loss. Okay, so with this stuff, with QFL, there is no stop loss. There's no stop loss at all. I mean, the only stop loss is your ability. Like I was trying to explain to somebody how you totally would have considered that the base. So 5, 10, 15, 20, like they would have gone in right here. And then it would have come down like all the way down here. But, you know, as you know, QFL says, crypto is very forgiving. And so look, if you would have bought right here, it came down here, came back up here, and then came back up and to break even, essentially, if you would have just gone all in right there, you could have broken even. But you're probably not going to do that. You're probably not going to break even. Like, you're probably not going to. And so, you know, I'm kind of playing into that. Is like, you can be that risky guy that goes in 20% or 25%. You know what I'm saying? But like, look at what happens. Now, this doesn't happen all the time. And this was news related. It was like the China crypto ban or something like that. Miners, etc. And so it's not always going to happen. But like, that's kind of the idea behind these, you know, wow, that's a long-winded way of saying, hey, like, you see these lines right here and you're like, well, price is right here. Maybe I should just be buying right here. Whoa. And like, even right here, you're like, oh, well, the base, you know, is right here, you know, oh, 20%. And then did it come up to this base all the way? And it kind of came right back up to here. It didn't really, oh, and then it came back, and then it came back down. And then you would have, you know, this is all going on from like the 22nd to, you know, the 28th. You know, you got to sit for like 7 days and watch it just go up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay. So relating that back to this view, this hybrid view, the reason why I'm like, I like hybrid is because, okay, now, yes, the quote unquote base is from top to bottom with hybrid. Like, that's just kind of the idea or concept. I mean, there's probably a million different ways to consider, you know, a hybrid style of trading. It really doesn't matter. Like, all you need to know is like price go up, price go down. How far do price go up? How far do price go down? In this case, price went down beyond that 55%. So what that means is from the top all the way down to here, price has already like cut itself in half. Like, if you would have been one of those guys that bought up here and did not have a stop loss, or you had a stop loss and you were just like, nah, it'll go back up, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it went down. That means that you watched that trade decrease 50% or more. And in this case, if you would have been doing like a breakout trade or something like that, you would have watched your portfolio, or the trade, you would have watched the trade go down 64%. And depending on how much size that you got in relationship to how big your portfolio is, you could have probably, you know, in the case where I was saying, you know, I'm willing, if I got a $10,000 account, then I'm willing to lose $100 to get 200. Well, you know, if I would have done one of those trades right there, then I probably, you know, would have been risking a lot more than $100. Like, I would have watched a lot more than $100 disappear. Okay, like, yeah, probably would have watched a whole lot more than, you know, $100 disappear, because you are putting in, you know, a good chunk of your money in order to make, just to break down the math. Nobody ever breaks down the math, and so that's why I'm about to do it right now. Where was that trade? So this was 22%. And so I was willing to get, how do you do the math on this? I'm not like Mr. Math guy. Actually, can I just, yeah, okay. See how it's like, how much am I risking? Well, I'm risking 1%. So I've got about like, you know, $200,000 in paper trading money. So what it's saying is, oh, this isn't going to do it, right? This isn't going to. Okay, so yeah. So it's 200. So yeah, you would have been, but how much money am I putting in? Well, I mean, let's just say it's 20% versus like 10%. So, then I'm going to put in, maybe what is that, $1,000? 10% of 1,000 is 100. Yeah, 10%. So I'm going to put $1,000, and then $1,000, half of $1,000. So when I put in $1,000, right, then it's going to come up, and then I'm going to make $200. So I put in 1,000, and then at the end I will make. You see what I'm saying? I will make $200 because that 20% of 1,000 is 200, and then and then I'm going to lose 100. So I'm going to end up with either 900 or 1,200. Either way, like either I make either I lose 100 and I walk away with 900, or I get 200 and I get 1,200 for this little trade right here. So in the case of it dropping like drastically like that, if you would have bought right here with $1,000 and you were willing to risk, crypto is dropping. Then you would have lost over, if it was 60%, then you would have lost $600 of your $1,000. If you would have put in $1,000, then you just lost a lot more than 1%. Then you just lost 6% of your account of your account. So you get what I'm saying. Just a long-winded way of saying, hey, that's when people really start selling, and that's when the tow chart company really comes into play, is like these levels down here. So it's not just like right here, it's not just like right here, it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so it just depends on like how you want to treat this, right, with your trades, because as you can see, like doing martingale with this layering system where the layers widen out, so it's like 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55. So, that's the overall settings. Oh yeah, we're dropping. My phone is giving me alerts that my layers are getting hit. Shoot, I would love to open up the app. Maybe there's some way I can pause this. Cool. I've never ever paused it before. So let us. All the stuff is hidden, so you can see what's going on with these layers. Look at this. So this is like a hybrid bot just running. This is what I got a notification about, that this was triggered, and then I automatically started to sell it. And let's take a look at the actual chart. This stuff is fun, and the reason I don't show it is because, well, I don't want you knowing what I'm doing. And so as you can see right here, it's look at where it's buying. Look at where it's buying. It's buying above the base, and for a lot of people that's blasphemy. And even like. So it was buying on that, and then let's see, when was it buying on? Was it buying on this drop at all? Okay, yeah. See, it got some decent. This indicates like my 5th layer when I see that light blue triangle. But if we let's go to the same chart on this view, and we'll go to. Let's see what the chart looks like. Yeah, see how these are bullish. It's just not doing all that well. Like this, I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. No, seriously, like I've seen this before. Why I like all of these clouds and patterns and things like that is because I can just look and be like, oh, I've seen this before. It starts to come out of the sad cloud, right? This is the sad emotions, and here's the happy emotions. And here's some more happy emotions, and then here's like lingering anger from, apparently, I guess it went way up. Yep, it went way up right here. So there's still people that have bought like all the way up here, and they're just so mad that that's what happened. It tried to go up, and there's just too many people that are mad, and yeah. So there's the story right here. Like it's all emotions. I know what's going on just by looking at this, like what's going on with my customer. And so this isn't really a great opportunity to buy because people are constantly selling. Well, how does that relate to QFL? This is that move up. And you know what? I actually have, this is something that's really cool. I don't think a lot of people are really doing this. But what I do, because I'm so cool, is I multiply my Ichimoku settings on a 4-hour times 6, because 6 times 4 is 24. That's 1 day. And I, to this day, I still go by like the 1 day minimum, maybe a 12-hour, like if I'm just bored and looking for some, action. And then you see a bunch of green stuff. Those are actually bases. I think, let's turn these on. Hopefully there's not too many bases. Yeah, see these lines? So when you take these lines off, then you're gonna see the green is still there. So whenever it goes into the green, I'm like, oh, that's where the money is at, which is true. So all within here, like anywhere within here, I feel safe, especially when it gets really dark green. I'm like, this is like where all the money is buying, like where things are on sale right now. So so all within here, doing QFL, like QFL is like tow truck. This is just like horrible for position trading, not QFL position trading, but like traditional trading. Like all this stuff right here, this sadness right here is just like hammer drop. Like that line right there means something to me. Like this is a line right there. Wham! Like, yeah, like that's a huge, like, you shall not pass. And it should be that way, because this is not a time. I mean, it could be, like I said, it's like the odds are, 35, 40%, maybe 50%, but like right about here. So the way that I take these trades is it really has to like get above this red line. So like right there. Okay. Oops. Okay. So right here, let's just see what that would have looked like. So like, I'm just going to set this up the full way. So I would have probably gone there, there. So many colors, I just can't focus. Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, you could have used the last low right there, like 12. So that means we would have gone up to, well, wow. I guess that would have worked out. What wouldn't have? If you would have bought like right there, then yeah, that wow. It's crazy. Like, okay. Well, there is filet mignon. you can snip that little delicious piece of meat out of there, and that's the trade. But let's say you're greedy and you want to jump back in. You're like, ooh, it just keeps keeps bouncing off of this cloud right there. Well, eventually, what's going to happen is it's going to drop down and it's going to trap you in, and maybe you might have traded this correctly, but some noob didn't, and they were expecting this to go to the moon or at least go back up to here. That's honestly. So yeah, and it's just been a lot of like and just going back to this chart. So let me just get rid of. In fact, let me just get rid of everything except for that. So what's been happening here is these are kind of like hot points where like it gets really hot. I'm sure you've heard the phrase in trading that trading is like sex, and you feel the best before it is over, or something like that. The best, you get what I'm saying. Like basically, right here at the very end is usually where people are buying in, but that's the end. Like that's the end of it. If you look at like these little hot spots, it's like, oh, you could have sold and then bought back in, then you could have sold and then bought back in, and then you could have sold and then bought back in on a pullback. You could have sold. And so that's what that bot is doing with hybrid trading. Can we get this? So if I click right here, you would have see, you didn't have it, you weren't buying, and then let's go way down here. It's gonna load up for us. All right. So you would have sold all in here, and then you would have been buying back, and yep, you would have sold into, yep, so you would have been buying back, and then let's take a look at this one. You know, pulls back, sell, and then now you've got this guy dropping down right here, pull back and a sell, and then it keeps climbing up, and if you're holding on to free coins, then you can be selling them all up in here, and then, you know, it comes down, and then you're buying back in, and then from right here you can be getting rid of your free coins all up in here, and you know, then you got your pullbacks. I've said this in another video too, but I'm going to say it right here. So I mean, you get the idea. Like as it's pulling back, then you're getting more size. And then once it reaches this point where it starts turning red, that is really important. I want to know what this little, what is that? Oh, so once it comes here and it does this is like, yep, you can see where, where is it? Yeah, see, we're hitting these like red zones. And this is where, let's go to this red zone. So let's look at where it is on all four of these charts. Okay. So in this moment right here, you wouldn't have seen that coming. And it would have come down here, and this bot just, it just traps you. You get trapped. And most bots right now are still trapped. We're gonna go back to this. Let me just finish this thought out. So in this case, like, this is where I'm like, try and break even on these like bullish bots. I mean, yeah, you know, it can probably go back up and do that, but look at what's going on with this base. Like, see, that's when we go bearish mode, and when you start seeing that red right here, like, it's just one of those things that's like, and oh my gosh, look at this. Like, instantly we go from bullish to bearish, like scary mode. And so for me, I like, and you can do this, like, you see how I've got these like indicators lighting up different colors. You can take a cluster of indicators and put them together. Like I showed you the indicators I was using on the last video. Look, just cluster a bunch of indicators together and be like, hey, when all of these indicators are just going off, I mean, that's kind of what this is a little bit. You can kind of see the idea of like, it's all the same, really. Like all the indicators are doing the, oh wow, hey, so, you know, in this case, see, I'm not stuck, because I'm, you know, I've got my own special little thing going on here, you know what I'm saying? And you know what, that's my thing. Like, you know, I figured out something because I've been testing all the stuff that I've been talking about. But when you start seeing the red, look at what's happening. Like, you're getting size on this QFL stuff right here, and then you're not messing with any of this stuff, and then it comes down right here. Man, you would have loaded up right here at that 20%. See how this would have loaded up right here, and your break even is like at the base. That means you would have just bought in right here. You wouldn't have bought any of that right there. And then it comes all the way back up to your break even, and you don't sell. And then look at what happens. You're just like watching all this, and this will happen. This has happened before. So your 6th layer right here and your 7th layer right here, price will just kind of go back and forth, and it'll get trapped within there. And it's brutal. It's brutal. But you know, somebody was in the Hodaloo chat, and they did like a back test on the QFL Hodaloo signals. Like, most of them came back, and you have to understand that like most of those Hodaloo signals are, you know, just, you know, this gray area. Like, you know, you're buying down here in this gray area, and then it just happens to come back up. So it's not necessarily, I mean, yeah, Hodaloo is like providing the right bases and the right alerts. But I think there's a level of like the forgiving nature of crypto that is really important, because if you just buy anywhere in this gray matter down here, then you're going to get that dead cat bounce with a panic. Now in this case, you might say, well, what happened here? Like, yeah, it came down and bounced right here, and bounced right here, bounced right here, bounced. Well, guess what may happen? This may just go right back up. It's just, that's not a base. Like that. Like this is not the average bounce. Like the average bounce is like that. In the last 2 months. So like we're almost so it's like 1 and 2. Like that's the average bounce. That's the average bounce. What is the measurement of that? Let's take out our price range. 26%. What about this one? 30%. We're getting a 30% bounce. And so if you consider that to be the panic, look, I mean, it did bounce up. Like it did. Like, look, it broke the base and then it came back up. So that's just going to be the problem of all of this stuff is really considering like, hey, it's not just because you saw a panic, like it's a panic with a base crack, like support being breached with fast moving volatility. That's really what the QFL strategy is. This strategy right here is hybrid, meaning it's considering the concept of layering, but there's a lot of other factors involved. Like this is what I'm considering workup panic stochastic RSI. It's just a stochastic RSI. I mean, like it's a little bit modified. I even think I give the code out in the thing, but I mean, you can just look at this. That like, what was the real thing that I'm doing? Oh yeah, the momentum. So it's a 52 period momentum. The code, it's free. You can understand it. So this background right here determines these dots. So when it comes down here, the background has to be red, and that just means momentum is negative instead of positive. So and then for me, like I like to cluster a base crack. Like if you look at all this, okay. So in this case, you might have said, oh, well, that was a panic, and then I got this little signal right here. It's like, yeah, but look, the base is right there. And then same with this, like you would have been like, oh, well, I bought, I got the signal right there. Yeah, so the signal started right there, way up here. Man, even if you called that the base, it's like, man, that's not the base. Like, and then somebody might be like, well, what about the hybrid thing that you're doing? I saw it on the chart right here. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, here's what matters. If we go to this view, I'm right 35, maybe 40% of the time, if that, and maybe 45 or 50% if the trade just looks good. Let's go back to those trades right here. I bet these trades aren't going to be doing good. No, God, these are paper trades. That'd be a great place to buy, though. Cosmos. Let's look at this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a tow truck company. So, like, at the end of the day, like, it really is going to be about, like, getting in where the panic dive is. And, yeah, I mean, this is about to be a panic. Like, let's go. Man, I've never gone this in depth on like my setup. So if you've watched to this point, like you have earned it. But nobody's going to show you this for. I mean, I guess people show it to you for free, but like this is my edge. This is like what Luke talked about, where he's like, there's some people on YouTube. When I search day trading on YouTube, they just want to post some stuff that they've figured out that works for them. That's me, homie. Yeah, like. I studied QFL and I didn't match my personality. So I've figured out like all of these other things and then realized that they all fit together with QFL. But I mean, really it's a combination of like how the market works. So, like this is just, a martingale. This is just martingale with the layers spreading out. Like that's genius. That's Vinny. With ProSum Solutions. I give like tons of credit to that guy. I mean, you should seriously like stay on ProSum Solutions radar. like if you want some sauce, like stay on their radar, because I have made the most money doing this strategy. And it really does depend on like the chart that you're trading, and there's a lot of factors that go into it. But anyways, like as we're watching this, can we just, I'm done wanting to see this. Okay. So right down here, these are my panic alerts. So, and XTZ, I might need to move these. That I get way too many panic alerts. Although every time that it touches down here, it just keeps coming back up to this. Like it's been working really well. So I don't know if I'm going to change it. But it's about to be a panic alert, and so soon I'm going to get a bunch of these alerts right here. Yeah, we don't have any. We've only got ups. Up. There we go. So we got one on comp. That was yesterday or like 2 days ago on comp. Let's actually look at comp. Ooh. I might need to check something out real fast. Can I? Okay, good. Oh wow. Okay, so that just got triggered. And then after that, see, I don't have any more. See from here to here, that's 55. Wow, you guys are. This is live trading right now. This needs to trigger. Oh, no. That's this layer. So let's just measure down. So, that's 27% below the base. And what is that? HTUSDT. So this is popping off, right? So now that is a panic. And actually, let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, like that's where you buy. like this is what I'm talking about. Now, okay, wow, look at that. Look. You see, that is 55% below. Let's see if I can get this to. Yeah, look at this. Ooh. Can you feel the anticipation of money being made? Look at it. Look at that. Like, yo, my homie, like I've been waiting to capture this on camera. Okay, panic alert with the dot. Now this may be a crap coin, okay? Like, I don't know about HT, but like that was a panic jump. Like, people are probably freaking out right now. You got the red dot right here. You've got this thing all the way down to like 19. For me, like 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Like that's usually. Let's keep modding this. So see, now I really like the 30-second. Don't ask me why. I really like the 30-second. And let's see how big this bounced, because it's already kind of begun to bounce. It's already bounced like 9%. Well, maybe bounce 9%. Anyways, so then what I'll do is I'll go to like, yep, on the 1 hour it's the same, 2 hours the same. So we are well, now on the 4 hour it's different because it came down, went back up. But on the 1 hour, from here down, right? From here down, oh, it's still going down. Ooh. Are we going to see this? What's going on with Bitcoin? Ooh, I'm capturing this on camera. Ooh. So, okay, here's something really important right now. I haven't gotten a single panic alert. Yeah. I haven't gotten a single panic alert. Nothing. So even with it doing what it's doing right now, if there's no panic alert, then that means it's not really a panic. I mean, I probably would have gotten a panic alert on this one. Okay, let's start to break this down because like this is great. Um, so I'm going to, and by the way, I'm using AllTradey. I really forget to give them credit. Like I don't want to be like a spam kind of person that's like just shilling stuff to people. So just gotta pay my dues right now. Like I am using AllTradey for this right now. So what I'm doing is I'm right clicking wherever my mouse is and I'm just saying set break even start. So it's about the same. So it's about like with everything the way that I've been buying it. Like I think I sold everything that I got on that one. I was lucky. So you've got like this, and this. I haven't really put a lot of money into this. Like there's not a whole lot of money going into this right now. And then so from here up, that's 14%. Then you've got 22% and then 31. So, oh wow, okay, we got another one. And here's so exciting. Yeah, look at this. So this one should have this should be unlocking. Oh no, there it went. Okay. So in this case, I am viewing this. I love my 10-minute charts, by the way. Like nobody messes with 10-minute charts. AllTradey gives you the ability to do 10-minute charts. I like 10-minute charts. 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts. I like 10 minutes. 1 minute might be your jam. But okay, so in this case, like you may be thinking, this is what I'm thinking in my head. How can I quickly get rid of this stuff, right? Like you can see like right here, I'm trying to sell it way up here, and then you've got this little bounce right here. Well, that could prevent you from, going in, like getting your cells fired off. Look, I've got 2 more layers ready to rock, and these are doubling up, so it's exponentially getting more and more size. So it's like if it was $1, then it's $2, and then it's $4, and then it's $8, and then it's $16. See what I'm saying? And I've got an alert down here for even more capital. And like when you click on one of these, it's got a target. It's a take profit version. So when you go into trading, you can say take profit. But when I create them with a ladder. Okay, and then I'll say maybe like, so in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would do like 5 orders, and then I would make this be. I've never shown this. This is like exclusive just to this video, and I'm not going to probably say it again. But I've got exponential. And for this, I just make the price scale linear. I'm not trying to do it. So I've got like 5 layers. And then once they're laid out, then you can click on them and it'll say edit ladder versus edit order. I just say edit order. And then I just say take profit. And then when you do that, when you come in here, then your sell price, you can just come in here and then you can actually type out what you want it to be. A friend of mine actually showed me, check this out. So when you click on this little target thing, you can specify where you want the things to be located. Isn't that awesome? Like these are great tools. All right, like and same with that start price and end price. So you can say the start price right here and the end price right here. There's a lot of stuff that I want to go over that I'm just like I'm maxed out like brain wise. I'm thinking about a lot of other things right now. But one thing that I might do just looking at this, because like I was expecting this to actually go back up and it didn't. So I would actually move this below here like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to let me 1 second. Let me reset. Okay, and then for this is my second order. So I'm just going to say, well, resistance was last set right about there, because I want to get more. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying, like maybe even like right there. And so then these will be like my free coins. And I can split these up, but I can do a ladder. But right now I'm just, when I sell this, I'll get an alert. So I will know, I don't need to set an alert, but I could say create new alert and then put an alert. But I'm not going to have an alert. So you can kind of see what we're getting at. And somebody might say, well, what are you doing? Like, the safe circle and all this. Yeah, but this is a crap coin. So, you know, I stand behind this. This one I'm doing hybrid A/B trading. Yeah, buddy. This one is very much like more mechanically done, just like my other bots. The other one that you just saw at WXT, that was like me doing a, you know, well, no, it's not loading up. Sometimes AllTrade does that. It's not 100%. It's not like TradingView is. It's and let's see. What was the other one that we were talking about? Oh, HT. Let's take a look at HT one last time, and then we're going to wrap this up for now. Yeah, looking good. Now look. When I did this trade, yeah, HT. I measured down from right here to right here, 55%, 5.17. Where would be 5.17? So like, I think I was looking at this one. So 5.17 is right here. So I'm like, all right, look, but let's take a look at what this is looking like. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, yow. Ooh, we got 25, 30%. Now the way that this indicator works, you probably can't see it, but this is my take profit line. And when it comes down like that much, I'm really only trying to get like 13, 14% profit, like safely, without the bot just, you know, like failing. Because look, it happens. Like, this is exciting. I'm really happy to like show you guys this, you know, to capture this, and let's take a look and see. Like, we got the red dots right here, red dots, and then when we look at this, we've got lightning bolt. Ooh, with the RSI just on fire. And let's look at the whole chart. Like, this is a new crap coin. Nobody knows anything about it. We're reaching, you know, all new lows, and yeah, like, and then we've already gotten like a lot of volume right here, followed by like a cascading of stop losses and emotion and stuff like that. Now this could go down a lot further, and which is why when you look at this, you know, you may be like, whoa, look, he's got like some size right there. Yeah, that's true. Now why don't I have even more size way down here? And that is because I don't know anything about this coin. Like, I just know that you know, that it looked good and I got an alert on it. So I don't have like, this is like only one piston in my engine, you know what I mean, my V8. So I'm not gonna put in my whole portfolio on this one crap coin that I don't know anything about. Like, what was the other one? The other one was WXT. Let's take a look at WXT. It's the same thing. Yep. Oh, but this one's just barely. It's just barely. And then we see this one right here. All different kinds of perspectives. I mean, somebody may have been buying all in here and then all in here, and they just got a big chunk of size, and they're like, whoa. And they're trying to sell it above the base. Right here's your take profit line. So they're all trying to sell it at 5.763. You know, which is fine. Like, it's just, you know, above the base. It's just kind of like when you see it like that. Look at this. See, it's still in the. It's just barely popping out of that cloud. No, whoops. Dead. It's just, oops. Just been a slow grind down, so, you know, but that's what it does. You know, it does this slow grind down and shoots up. Look at all this anger from all these people buying in right here. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up right now, but I mean, I feel like this is like a really good contribution. Wow. Oh, look at it go. What is this? WXT? Where all have I? Set break even start. Now I don't know what the break even is. Hold on. Okay. So it's that line. Yeah. So technically I'm at break even on this trade, and there's a good chance that it'll maybe come up to here, maybe not even come all the way up to there. Which, you know, that's okay. To round this video out, like, this right now is the scary part. This is like the balls of steel part. This is where, it's funny, my palms are actually kind of dry. They're starting to perspire thinking about it, but like in the past, I would just feel really nervous. And so this is where you're going to want to find a little bit of, you know, like you're doing the right thing. And that is that, is this WXT? Yeah. In this case, like, this bot has continued to work its magic on this particular chart. And so for me, you know, seeing that it's done this before, we've gotten this triangle right here and then it's sold. You get the idea. I mean, like, it's just continued to get out of sticky situations, even though, like, here's the red zone. It just continues to get out of sticky situations. So I would love for it to go down further, because like that's when I'm going to get the most money. But also that's going to be when it's the scariest, and also like that's usually going to be where most people are going to wuss out. And there might even be bad news about this coin. What is WXT? I was trying to look at, you know, I mean, oh my gosh. Like, this is just what you're going to have to deal with. I mean, like, going through a lot of this stuff, it's like, wow, there is a whole lot of labor involved in trading a lot of this, but you can see why I trade bots. You know, somebody may be like, oh, well, that was the bounce and you should have sold it right here, and that would have been, you know, 6% profit. It's like, man, 6% profit, but like, have you seen this thing like work? Like, man, this thing was like, you know, 452%. Like, why am I trying to like squabble over 6%? Like, well, you hold your free coins, and you know, I'm sure there's like somebody out there that's just like, oh man, take your 6%. You had your chance. 6%, man. It's like, yeah, you know, and then you can buy lower. Please go lower. It's true though. I mean, like that, you know, that weird person has a good point. Oh no, it's starting to go down. It's like, I want it to go down. Like, dude, I do. I want this to go down. I want this, you know, like, I want these layers to get hit, because the further down it goes, the safer it is. And even though this is a shit coin and it hasn't been doing the best job of, you know, respecting all of its bases, you know, you get the idea. So with that, I'm going to leave us with and I didn't get a single panic alert. Like, just to be fair, no, not one panic alert. Not one panic alert. Okay, so let's just be fair. Okay, and actually, oh, this is not a 4-hour. So, yep, no panic alert. Although, one last little bonus thing. I want to take a look at that one. Filecoin. So close. So close. So look, in this case, I nibbled right there. Like, I straight nibbled, homie. I nibbled. And then look, here's another, like, meltdown. No bounce. And if we go to a 4-hour, this is like, you know, like, there's my 55%. And I'll get an alert if it goes down any further than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is quite the breakdown of price, like, in terms of what we've seen on the 8th, the 7th of September, like this drop right here. That's trapped a lot of bots, and this could be the one that just like pulls everybody down. But look at this, look at this, look at this. 15%. Like, we're only 15% down. 15%. And also, like, we haven't broken out of this cloud. Like, remember, we've seen that happen before. Like, we've seen a lot of stuff happen. So this isn't a surprise. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like surprising enough. I need something like shocking. This is sad, but it's not like a surprise. Like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, oh my God, like I don't want to buy right here. Because what's probably going to go through those people's heads. I don't want to buy right here. And everybody else is like, I don't think I can hold on to this trade anymore. I think I have to sell it. That's when you're buying. Like that's, that's that classic Warren Buffett quote was like, buy the fear, sell the euphoria, or whatever Warren Buffett said. But, and even that's not true. Like 100% of, buy the fear, sell the euphoria. Like you want to trade the odds, really trade the odds. Because somebody was saying in a TradingView article, they were like, oh, you want to trade the trend? And it's like, yeah, but I want to trade the base crack. And somebody might even say like, the buy reaction wasn't that great on this coin, which is true. Wow, that's 25. That's 25. We're about to get to 35. But you may call that the base. There's you can just see, like, as I'm going through all of this stuff, I mean, look at that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 45, 45. Y'all, like, trust me when I'm like 55% below, come on, measure down, like maybe 35, but like, it's like, it just, man, it happened. Like, it happens. Please, like, save yourself. All right. I'm out. Good luck trading this stuff. This has been awesome. This is actually, we got to capture a little bit of this, and maybe some money will be made.